What's happening, guys? Fallen from OTB here, coming in with our CWL week here in March of 2024. We have a nice little lead on the week, however, it's a tight one, so we will see how that goes as time continues here. So far, doing awesome. Let us jump immediately into this here. We all know how it is. Time is of the essence, so we're going to get started. Attack number one here, Warlock getting it done, box-style base. Warlock most well known for his multi-approach strategy, which he starts with the ward block on one end, and then what appears to be a recall queen heading in toward the town hall right there. Getting all those buildings out of the way to get started, and we're kind of freezing down those defenses, slowing down that defensive attack rate, however you want to say it. Taking out those defenses. Obviously here we're going to pick that whole area off, and as soon as that is done, we will recall that queen, and business will be done. Then most likely we're talking about going in through a side. I believe it looks like the top half we're trying to focus on here. Lots of damage coming in there from that town hall area onto the queen. Queen barely able to hang on as she finally does take out that town hall. Recall begins. Then the attack starts moving so quickly, and this is what I like about these attacks. Notice the rage aura there on the warden. Warden taking a significant amount of damage. However, it still gets saved. That's pretty crazy. Queen's doing her own thing. She'll find her way in. And this is also really cool. We have the miners coming in here. He's really just been going with the miners here since TH16. Fairly new concept for Warlock here. However, he never ceases to get it done. It's also really cool to, instead of having all of those heals that you'd usually have for miners, we're really just pushing forward with those healers and using that the underground clan castle approach right there to freeze those defenses and kind of work together with all those troops. Healers still looking good. They are healing up all of those miners as it's going into that last area of the base right there. Pretty good base, to be honest. It's things are set up pretty well there. Oh boy, here we go. Here come the messages as soon as I start doing this. Also fighting off, I think, a flu or something here, guys, so bear with me. It's not pretty. It's not always the easiest thing to talk. We have all of our abilities up right here as these final defenses go down. This base falls right over. Victim of Warlock. Victim number 1,800,760. And that's a great attack right there. Number 7, we're going all the way down. It's not going to be the shortest video today, guys, but again, just trying to show these bases that, you know, we see here and there. So, huge central town hall area right there. Lots of big, thick defenses. So this is really cool. I'm showing this here because of, you know, this. Yes, this is a spam strat. However, this is a really good opportunity to be able to use the log launcher here. As you can tell, those troops are able to get funneled here very well. And the log launcher is going to be very useful in situations like this. When you're attacking alongside of the base, there's going to be some big, thick defenses in the way, and some things are going to go down. We drop that ability right there. We're healing things up. Lots of heals going down. And those troops are going to be healthy as they get into that last little section of the base. So the town hall's already been worn down. It's actually going to be handled solo by the log launcher. So that's not going to be an issue at all as things push forward. Pick off the town hall. Those troops break off into two separate groups, so you do notice that quite a bit too. Typically the heroes will pick either side, and they'll just kind of fall behind those root riders. As those root riders may have lost a lot of HP on this recent update, they are still moving strong, and they're still great troops to get behind, not to mention the fact that they can open up those walls. Royal Champ in trouble, but is going to be just going absolutely nuts here as that freeze goes down, taking out as many defenses as possible. I love that haste equipment there. Not amazing for survivability, but boy, when you need to push some defenses down and things like that, RC has saved me already countless times as we're still in early stages of the use of this equipment. Still very, very strong and potent here. On the last stretch of the base here, everything is looking very healthy. We have the E-Titans as well that T likes to use. Those seem to always last toward the end of the attack, so that's really cool because on this end, you usually can be expecting skeleton spells or, or skeleton traps and things like that. He gets it done with an ability to spare there. So that is down. Number 9. Shoemaster. Another very common base. You see this, and this is actually a pretty good base because the spread where the scatter shots have a really good spread that you can't feel comfortable pushing up the middle and being able to reach there. So you do kind of have to hit it at the side here, and indeed this is a spam strat. Lots of damage coming in when that CC comes out. Once things are getting there, we are going to use the Warden ability right there perfectly. Things are being healed, I believe, right? Am I seeing this right? Yes, things are being healed. Everything's moving forward here. We do have a couple pocket healers or freezes to use, which we're going to try and help take care of that core. Troops really haven't quite caught up to that spot yet, but we need things alive as we're pushing forward here. This is also a good shout out for the use of the Siege Barracks, I believe it's called. Shooting out 2 P.E.K.K.A.s, they are just going to be able to help, whether it be for pathing or whatever you're trying to get done. Typically really good going around the outside or even just moving with those Root Riders to put extra damage on those buildings. Things are well in control here. As that monolith goes down, Queen is going to just slowly peck away at some of those things. RC is going to get in a duel with the other RC. Ours always wins though, right? So that's done. We have the healer abilities still, or the the hero abilities still sitting healthy right there. We're going to be able to use those in this last portion of the base. If the king had used it right here, king would just be smashing through things. But we don't need it. It's well in control. Queen also perfectly in control of what she's doing. And she's going to be able to pop her ability, get that all down, and this is done. Another done base here, folks. That is fantastic. Shu gets it done one more time. So let's see here. What am I? I'm on number 10. It's me going in. I don't know if this is my best of the week, but I did want to use this base as an example. I swear I'm not conceited and always just use my attacks. Again, the whole purpose of that is because I know what I'm thinking on the attack. It's hard to guess what everyone else is thinking. So this is an approach where we're coming in. This is something I'm not used to doing. We're sending this toward the town hall first, even with that invis spell right there. We are sending things forward. We're distracting the cannon just long enough so we can push some things inward. And we're just going to pop the ability when we know we're going to be able to get everything down and healthy, so that's perfect. The heal goes off, pushing those troops to either side, which is good, because as soon as they push over, we're coming in with the RC there on the outside. So I tried to pick kind of the weaker side to send the RC in. I was waiting for that split to happen so then I could determine. The Clan Castle ground boy is moving his way along the way. An unnecessary freeze dropped. I don't know why. I think the skeleton spell was a good choice. But I really wanted things to be healthy right there. But either way, that was a little bit early or unnecessary. We do have some things pushing still, both on either side and up the middle. So those Root Riders are going to open up those walls. Things are going to be able to get through there without a problem. Big fancy rage on that place of interest. Those Root Riders are able to crush through those defenses on the back half because, these style bases, you've got those two... you have very strong defenses by the town hall, and then it gets a little weak in the middle. Of course, those scatters are on each side, but then this very back half here is going to be very filled and populated with some of those heavy defenses that do need to come down. This is erect. Heroes are full health, and everything's looking beautiful. That base is down as well. So that's going to do it for that war. On to War 2. Great week here. So we just have 4 attacks left, and we'll see. You know how it goes, guys. We'll see how it goes based on the time left. So Pat coming in on a interesting base, lots of walls. So he's going to get himself a little spam strat started here as well. We got Root Riders coming in at the top. Nice funneling there on that outside of the base. You got to be able to have that. So he's got that. He's working that in the way he needs to. Things start to get a little bit damaged here early, as it's going to happen. We got the clan castle troops coming out. Strategic freeze is dropped. We're going to be dropping that warden ability here probably pretty soon. I would say now, but you know, I can't read people's minds, so yeah, we're still okay. I mean, health is still looking good on those troops. If you can pop that ability close to Town Hall when it pops, especially with the monolith and all those other defenses, that's brilliant right there. So we have things moving in. That Town Hall is going to fall super quickly. Troops are not going to be affected by that at all. Though we have used all of our spells, things are still under that warden ability, and no sign of stopping. You know, we got stuck on those heroes a tiny bit right there. Root Riders are still going to be able to work around. The P.E.K.K.A.'s working around the outside, so that's going to be dealt with just fine. King's still very healthy. We got the Yak as well with the King, which is an interesting choice, sir. Those Root Riders are able to, you know, open up pathing, but you never know what route the King is going to go. King sometimes goes around the outside, or later in the attack, we get stuck on walls trying to get into that last, you know, compartment there. So with things under control, we're able to just, with ease, be able to get in there. How about those super cannons, folks? Those super cannons, always so strong, always so scary. Man, I never thought I'd be using freezes and spells and things like that on cannons in the game. You know, it's a little bit more complicated than just a cannon, but this is no chance. It's already in. Heroes looking great. Everything got in to crush that base. What a week, huh, guys? Number 5. Ant comes in, hitting the diamond-esque, triangular base of doom. Not easy for things like bowlers necessarily. I mean, it's kind of tough. It's kind of tough, but we got the Root Riders once again. We are going to zap quake that area. 3 very strong defenses have just been deleted off the map. What do we do now? So we start that pathing with a couple P.E.K.K.A.s. That's the great way to do it right there. We get those Root Riders to open up the way, and once again, we've got ourselves a log launcher. This is another base. This is what we're talking about, the long side of the base. It's going to hit so many different defenses and also open up those walls conveniently. Anything to be able to add damage to multiple things, not to mention, look at what it's done to the CC troops. Under a rage, that is a significant amount of damage happening there, as those troops are kind of getting, you know, sort of stuck on that part of the base. They're going to be able to bust through that nice and quickly as that freeze goes down on the monolith. Things are moving forward. The Town Hall's been activated, but we're still looking very healthy. All of our hero abilities are up. Freeze on the Town Hall and poison just to assure that we get that thing down before it becomes too big of a problem. Root Riders still on the top right there. They're going to do their thing. They're going to be able to push all the way around at least to the King. And Queen's going to be there to help in just a moment. And then those bottom troops are now having to deal with that King. And what a bad place to be if you're any of those defenses. The King is smacking everything up down along the bottom. And here again, just with ease, things are able to move in. We don't have any concerns about the results of this attack as we speed things up here. That's done. Those Root Riders have done their part, and you know, with their health decrease in the most recent patch, they're still making it. It's crazy. I don't know. It's like, how strong were they before they got nerfed a third of their HP? Like, I don't even know how to explain how that's going there. That was beautiful, Ant. 2 more attacks, I think. Number 9. Equinox. Always getting it done with those Super Bowlers. It's great to have a Super Bowler attacker and someone who's going to be using like a recall type situation like this. That Flinger on the right there is going to be able to deal with everything up to that Eagle artillery. The hardest goal here is to keep the Flinger away from those mortars, which they are able to do, and it's even better with Yetis. That's why I like Yetis for that outside situation there. Here we just drop one simple little, the queen is going to be assisted. One simple headhunter is going to take care of the job right there. We're going to be able to push forward, once again, very easily to get that, that eagle down. As far as we deal with the clan castle here, we're going to get that out of the way. Whether or not we decide we're going to get to the Inferno Tower or not, I'm going to guess no just because of time, but let's see. Let's find out. It's cool enough to be able to deal with the clan castle. Just, you know, using a rage for queen and the poison and, you know, limited spells, I think that's going to go really fine. He really wants that, that Inferno with those, look at that. Boy, he's going to get in there. He's going to get that Inferno Tower. That's going to happen today. Now, we've used enough time. We've got to just kind of proceed with the attack. So he sucks up the queen immediately. Queen's going to get in right behind. All those troops are deployed. So keep an eye on those bowlers. So those bowlers don't go necessarily to the core, but still some heavier things do end up getting into the core right there. So we don't have to worry about anything. Really, along the outside is a bigger concern here in this type of a situation. So those bowlers do push around the outside a little bit, and look at the buildings they end up getting, even after I stop talking about it here eventually. They're going to be able to push up and really pick off a lot of defenses that that are just crucial to those core troops being able to move forward. We do have that healer support going in the middle, and it's kind of cool because supporting around the outside, those bowlers are doing just fine. So they're going to be able to pick off a few of those defenses there in a row and really open that up for the core troops here. Still very, very healthy as Royal Champ pops the ability and is able to make quick work of that area. And that's what I love. I love the fact that even when there's like skeleton traps and things like that up, Royal Champ just chews through those things. So Swag Freeze right there down nice and easy. Not a problem in the world. Not a single problem. There's one more attack here. Amazing job, Equinox. Always getting it done with those super bowlers. Absolutely on fire, I think. He's a very niche member to have with the group because he's right now pretty much the only one using those. So that's really cool. I'm already trying to veer off course as I'm looking into options or other options of bases that... Nope, I'm veering off. Alright, we're going to the next war. We're just gonna go to the next war, okay? War number 3, was that 3? Okay. Just one attack here. Oh, that's mine. Okay. Well, we might come back to it. We might come back. I forgot what I wanted to show about that attack, but anyways, we proceed onward here to the mushroom base, or, you know, maybe still a diamond base if that's what you want to call it. We're going to zap quake that area down there. Take out those heavy defenses and just kind of make that a lesser issue. Once again, we've got the log roller, so that's I'm learning that just might be the most useful and helpful thing for these style of attacks, or at least these long routed attacks. We have an early warden ability. I think that's, I mean, I'm not going to question T. He gets it done. Whether or not you feel like you can hold off a little longer or not. I mean, as we're getting in here, really all we're talking about is the multi-infernos. You know, sure, you got a couple heroes that are going to come in and pick off some of your troops, whatever is pushing forward. After those freezes, things are still looking very healthy as we get in toward that town hall. We do have a freeze in the pocket with those hero abilities still available. You can already tell that there's just no threat of failure here. That's a bomb freeze right there. Stopping all that damage from coming in. It didn't even matter because things are just getting decimated right here. I'm sure we're going to lose some Root Riders. We always lose them to the Town Hall, but when we've made it this far, heroes just take over at this point. I cannot stress enough. The hero health is everything. Heroes are what make the 3 stars happen. Root Riders, you know, with their HP nerf, it still doesn't even matter. They make it long enough to be tanking for everything else that's going with them. So there never really is a threat of getting that done. So we're going to speed this up, and things are still healthy. Those root riders are just so helpful for opening up those walls. How many times do you have heroes and things working their way around the outside, if they're even needed these days, but they get there to open up the wall? So that's perfect. I think I'm going to show my other one just because I happen to have 3 minutes exactly. Why did I want to show this? It's a pretty common base. Oh yeah, so I like this base because when I'm looking for a base, regardless of the shape or size that it is, I'm always looking for a pathing where I can get root riders to be able to run up toward the town hall. So that means that we have to have a plan around the other portions of the town hall here. The mistake I made in this attack is I literally forgot to deploy my golem. I was doing so much picking work around the outside, and again, the picking out here is so we eliminate the pathing for the root riders that might get stuck going around the outside. I made such a mistake that I already put down those skelly spells right there, and I forgot to deploy the golem and the heroes to get into the bottom, but I did know that things were going to be able to still move along this path, so again, that's the reason I selected this base. And then I'm like, oh shit, I need to get them in for timing and things like that, because we don't want them to be unattended for too long. When root riders are by themselves, especially when you're holding on to your royal champ, they have no support up there. So things like anything crazy comes out of that clan castle, or heroes or anything, monolith, things that might get in the way and you have no heroes to help pick them off, it can be a rough time. But look at this. We're able to get here without any issues. We have that heal and rage prepared here to blast through the town hall. That's not going to be a problem at all. Things do get a little bit lower. The heal didn't work as well as I was hoping, but with the RC deployment as well around the, well, it was at the bottom. It was absolutely shanking things on this side. So look at that. The crazy thing is the root riders dealt with just this portion of the base, and the heroes dealt with the whole other, 60% of the base. They're just able to do it on their own and still healthy, still, no threat. I'm sure the root riders died off. That was my fault. That was because of bad timing. If I would have sent everything at the same time, who knows what would have happened. We probably would have had some root riders alive still. No threat. Look at those little golemites trying to work their way around as well. The RC themselves was able to just deal with this whole side. And the healers, the other heroes were able to push through this compartment and work their way around. And then this is just an example of the bases that I'm looking for, is where you get a clear path. Barely any wall stand between the outside and the town hall right there. That was just, that's super cool. That's the attack. Kind of customized that attack from other ones here recently. That happens. So it's time to get over to our other war and get that started before all the good bases get taken. I gotta get in there and take mine. Hope everyone enjoys the rest of CWL. This is our CWL guide for the month of March. This is Fallen from OTB signing off.